Welcome, everybody, to Texas Motor Speedway. My name is Josh Hall. This is Intensity Broadcasting's coverage of the Doghouse Racing League Shoney's Tuesday Night Truck Series here on iRacing. And as you can see at the top of the board, Christopher Leftwich currently leads practice with Jonathan Jennings in second, Justin McMahon, Kevin Thompson, and Kevin Powell, your top five. Let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. And we can see that Justin McMahon is on top of the charts. Jonathan Jennings, Andrew Pratt, and Leander Johnson, and Randall Barnett, your top five. I want to make sure I have the right point standings here, because for some reason those names and numbers do not look right. I pulled up the wrong standings. So we're going to pretend that that never happened. And let me see if I can get the right standings while we're underway here in practice. Just a few more minutes left here in practice before we get qualifying underway. Again, I do apologize for having the wrong standings up there, and that's the worst thing that happens tonight. We're going to have a pretty good night. Again, of course, our Tuesday Night Truck Series is brought to you tonight by Shoney's. And Doghouse Racing League's Tuesday Night Truck Series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar and take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. Now this will make a little bit more sense as we have Teddy Wisniewski at the top of the board. He has been dominating this season for this series for most of the season now, and we've seen that a lot out of him. Then Justin McMahon sitting back in second. Adam Gardner up in third. Wesley Whitfield and Jeff T. Martin falling back 2 spots after last week down to fifth. Then Kevin Thompson, Christopher Leftwich, Michael Bowen, EJ Lua, and Eric Peck round out your top 10. I'll leave this on the screen so you can see where your favorite driver is running currently in the scoreboard. Also, we'll bring up our team standings. And Southeast Motorsports currently at the top of the charts. Southern Motorsports, LNS Motorsports, AK Racing. Southeast Motorsports drop in one position, then BP Motorsports and Meatball Flag Motorsports. So see where your favorite team is running as well. So I mentioned just a few more minutes left here in practice. Actually, a few more seconds left here in practice. We got about 45 seconds before we get ready to go green flag, or excuse me, to get qualifying here at Texas Motor Speedway. Again, we always want to thank you for tuning in tonight here on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Let us know you enjoy what you're seeing. That way you can get notified anytime we have live racing here 7 nights a week on Intensity Broadcasting, especially our Tuesday night truck doubleheader with the Doghouse Racing League brought to you by Shoney's, and then the SCSRA Truck Series right after that. Let's take a look at the 95 of Jonathan Jennings. Currently second on the speed chart here in practice. We're going to have to see where these guys qualify here tonight. As practice has come to an end, we're getting ready for some time trials. And Texas, trickier track. They've reconfigured it recently. And we can see that the track is a little bit wider than it was before, and the banking in turns 3 and 4 has changed a little bit. Makes it very difficult to navigate this track, and Texas is kind of tough to navigate in the first place because the way that the banking kind of drops off from underneath you coming off of turn number 2. And what I mean by that is as you come off of turn number 2, the banking changes from high bank to the straightaway very quickly, and that can really upset the truck. You can see it's much more calm coming off of turn number 4. But as you come right along here with Jeff Martin, and we'll see if we can see what I'm talking about. So as you come up onto the corner here, you've got all that banking to help you out, and then it really just flattens out as you're coming off the corner. And that's really, really difficult to navigate for these drivers because it can really make the back of the truck really light and loose. It means the back end just doesn't feel like it's in the track anymore. And as you come off turn number 4, it's a much mild progression off the banking and onto the straightaway. So watch for turn 2. Turn 2 always seems to be the trouble spot here at Texas, and I'm sure we're going to see lots of that here tonight. We might even see a little bit of trouble here in qualifying as we see Jeff T. Martin running a little bit lower, trying to keep that truck in that banking as long as possible to get maximum grip as he gets right down on that white line through turns 3 and 4. He's going to come across the line. His first lap put him up in 7th. See where his second lap puts him, and his second lap is going to move him up into the 2nd position right behind Teddy Wisniewski. Christopher Leftwich coming to take his green flag run. And Bill Gentry just jumped up to the top of the board with a 29.97, so a blazing fast lap for that 34 machine. That's Chris Leftwich, who was fastest in practice. See what he's able to do here in qualifying. It's right down on that white line through turns 3 and 4, trying to get the shortest way around the track without hitting that apron. That apron can cause you a lot of problems if you were to hit it just wrong. And Chris Leftwich up to 2nd. Mike Leftwich up to the current pole position. And Christopher's going to pull it off here. Actually, that was his 2nd lap. So Christopher up into 2nd. Mike Leftwich up into 1st. So both Shoney trucks up on the front row. Here's Daniel Wilkerson just took the green flag. So he makes his way off of turn number 2. As he makes his way off of 4, let's see what he's able to do on his first lap in that Blackstone machine. Cross the stripe and move him up into the 14th position. See if Daniel's able to improve on his time. As he makes his way off of turn number 4, let's see where he's able to put himself. And Daniel Wilkerson's going to move up into the 11th position. See a couple things in the chat here. Sean Thompson wants to wish Kevin Thompson and everyone to put good luck and everybody puts on a good show. And the announcing as well. Great job. I appreciate that. And Michael Gentry asked, how hard is it to get into iRacing? Want to, but what is required to be? Yep, you have to have a good gaming PC. And you can actually go to iRacing.com. And there is a thing that says how to get started. And they will let you know what kind of computer you might need, and if you have a computer at home, what will run it. Also, some links to some inexpensive PCs to kind of get yourself going. I recommend you don't have to have the best PC in the world, but a decent PC, and I always recommend a nice wheel and pedal set. Logitech makes the G923. I believe it is called now. I have a G27 I've had for almost 12 years, and it still works good. So it doesn't have to be the top of the line gear. You can get into iRacing pretty inexpensive. Just check out iRacing.com, and you can find all the details on how to sign up and get yourself going. So qualifying has concluded. Now let's take a look at our starting grid here. And on pole, it is the 60 of Mike Leftwich, followed by Christopher Leftwich on the outside. Gentry will roll off in the third spot with Jonathan Jennings rolling off P4. Row 3 will find Teddy Wisniewski and Kevin Thompson in the 21. And then Justin McMahon and Jeff T. Martin back in row number 4. Michael Sema and Nick Reynolds will round out row 5. In 11th, we'll find the 78 of Daniel Wilkerson and Dustin Lee back in the 12th position. 13th is Adam Gardner and Eric Peck in 14th. Row 7, Wesley Whitfield and E.J. Luna, followed by Randall Barnett and Michael Lester Sr. And your top 20 will be Joshua Slade and Jeffrey Wimmer. 21st, Christopher Simon, then Steve Gerber back in 22nd. The 14 of Don Blazer, he'll be in 23rd, with Ricky Hudges II back in the 24th position. Then Ken Switzer in the A9 machine, he'll be rolling off 25th, with Chuck Cobb in the 26th spot. Then Eddie Rivers, Kevin Powell, Michael Bowen, and Leander Johnson rounding out the rest of the field here tonight at Texas Motor Speedway. And we see the two Shoney's trucks on the front row here tonight. Again, your Tuesday night truck series is brought to you by Shoney's. And Doghouse Racing's Tuesday night truck series is proud to be sponsored by Shoney's. Shoney's is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stop by one of their West Virginia locations and try their freshly prepared legendary breakfast bar or take home a whole strawberry pie. Shoney's, delicious food and friendly service since 1947. We talk about those strawberry pies every week, and Shoney's whole pies are great for family or office gatherings, holidays, picnics, and any celebration you'd like to make just a little bit sweeter. So the field is out rolling, getting ready to do battle here at Texas Motor Speedway for 50 laps. Scooby G says, let's go 56. You see the trucks making their way down the backstretch, trying to warm up those tires, get those tires up to temp so we don't get some wheel spin on the start here. And Mike Leftwich is getting ready to lead them down to the starting zone. Nice big field here at Texas Motor Speedway. We get ready. Pace car takes that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. And green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Texas, and a great jump for Mike Leftwich getting out in front of Christopher Leftwich as they make their way down towards turn number 1. And Chris is going to be challenged on the inside by the 95 of Jonathan Jennings as we're already looking 3 wide off of turn number 2. Some great battles already through the field. 4 wide in the back of the pack as we're getting down to the turns 3 and 4, everybody gets back to double file. And up front, Mike Leftwich comes off of turn number 4. He's going to lead the first lap here at Texas Motor Speedway. Here comes Jonathan Jennings looking down underneath the 13 of Christopher Leftwich. And we see the 21 of Kevin Thompson trying to get himself into the party as well. He's going to be looking down underneath. You see Teddy Wisniewski way up on the high side, trying to make passes up there on the high side as they make their way towards turn 3 for the second time. Teddy's trying to make hay while the sun's shining up on that high side and the tires are fresh. Battle for the lead. Jonathan Jennings is going to get around the 60 of Mike Leftwich. And Kevin Thompson's trying to follow him right on through as well. So move Jonathan Jennings up to the point, but here comes Kevin Thompson trying to battle back down on the inside, trying to look to the inside of Jennings. When Jennings slams the doors, they make their way down the backstretch just behind Teddy Wisniewski. Now cutting down to the bottom, going from top to bottom, trying to get underneath Christopher Leftwich to take over that fourth position. But Leftwich, big, strong move up on the high side. While the tires are fresh, you'll be able to do that. But as the run goes on, they're not going to be able to get that as those tires wear down. And yeah, right now, Leftwich able to slide back in front of Wisniewski. And now Wisniewski kind of falling back a little bit on the high side. So Teddy back into the fifth position. A little further back, oh, Wisniewski makes another big move down to the bottom, trying to get around Mike Leftwich. As they're side by side and give Wisniewski the fourth position as they make their way back to the stripe to complete lap number 5. A little further back, we've got Jeff Martin all over the back bumper of Justin McMahon, trying to take over that 7th position. McMahon washes up the track just a little bit. Martin able to keep it down just a little bit lower. Ooh, big move out the back here as well. Looks like that's the one of Michael Sema looking down underneath Daniel Wilkinson. And just behind him, we see the 6 of Michael Lester Sr. in that Planet Express truck, trying to make his way up towards the front as well. Just saw EJ Luna get a little loose in the tri-oval or quad oval and able to gather that truck up. You see the damage to the right side of that truck as he's been up into the wall. Oh, some contact between the 6 of Lester and EJ, and they are 4 and 5 wide, trying to scatter and try to get by EJ Luna. Oh, Adam Gardner is falling back. Great save for the 56 machine, although it looks like he may have caught the inside wall. Unfortunate for him. Let's see if we can see what happened to Gardner here. He's down on pit road, and yeah, you see the 4 wide racing and just some contact from behind and hard into that inside wall. So unfortunately for him, looks like his night may be done. Up at the front, though, we've got a battle back for second as Christopher Leftwich getting around the 95 of Jonathan Jennings. So move Leftwich up into the 2nd position. And while that's been going on, Kevin Thompson has taken over the lead. And Christopher Leftwich trying to get that lead back away from the 21 machine as they go down into turn number 3. Leftwich just not able to look inside that 21. He's going to try to get the run here off the corner and always sneaking or sitting back and watching, trying to wait for the right opportunity as the 26 of Teddy Wisniewski running back in that 4th position. Kevin Thompson run a real defensive line right down on the bottom. That's going to allow Leftwich to get the run here on the high side. Ooh, big move out of McMahon as well. McMahon now looking down to the inside of Mike Leftwich. And move Justin McMahon up into that 5th position. So great move out of the 20 machine. And now Jeff Martin trying to look around the 60 of Leftwich as well. We got a battle back for the lead as Christopher Leftwich has gotten to the outside of Kevin Thompson, but wasn't able to keep it there as they rocket down the backstretch. They are side by side, making their way towards turn number 3. Leftwich has the high side. He's going to be able to hold it a little more open. Going to be able to keep that momentum up off the corner. Now he's going to tuck down into the draft of the 21 machine. And Kevin Thompson now defending down on that low side while those two are battling side by side. They're really eating up their tires. That's allowing Jonathan Jennings to get back up into the mix here as well. Jennings just kind of biding his time, doing a little drafting behind these two, trying to save a little bit of fuel. As we cross the line to complete lap number 11. It's been action-packed up here at the front. And a little further back, we see some battling as well. We see Bill Gentry trying to get around Eric Peck. Actually, Gentry's been falling back quite a bit. Already lost 6 positions back into the 9th position. Their battle back here, you see EJ Luna continuing to lose spots after catching the wall and sliding backwards as well. Oh, up at the front now, we've got a battle for second. Jonathan Jennings now side by side with Christopher Leftwich trying to take away that 2nd position. Leftwich going to slide in behind the 95 here and Sees that 95 is faster right now. He doesn't want to burn up his tires trying to fight for that position. Right behind him, we see Teddy Wisniewski and Justin McMahon going at it as McMahon has to tuck back in line behind the 26 machine. Gentry now up on the high side trying to get back around the 61 of Eric Peck, and also Nick Reynolds in this group as well. Mike Leftwich right in front of these guys. After starting on the pole, Mike Leftwich has been slowly fading back, as Wisniewski is getting challenged by Justin McMahon as they make their way into turn number 4. McMahon on that low side, able to get the shorter way around the corner is the word I was looking for. Although this track does have progressive banking, so the inside isn't banked as high as the outside, and that's going to allow the high side to get a little better run here off the corner. Still a side-by-side battle for the 4th position as McMahon really loose. You can see him sliding that truck. Now he's got to do a slide job up in front of the 26 of Wisniewski, and something you normally see on dirt. That slide job works here on asphalt as well, so move McMahon up into the 4th position. Jeff D. Martin sitting back here in the 6th position, just kind of biding his time right now, trying to see if he can make any moves as the race goes on. A little further back, we got Joshua Slade all over the back bumper of the 60 of Leftwich. That's Mike Leftwich. Looking down to the inside. He's going to take over that 9th position, so move Leftwich back into the 10th spot. Jeffrey Wimmer and Bill Gentry going side by side here. This is a battle for 11th and 12th. There's battles all over the track right now. Dustin Lee trying to stock the 55 of Ricky Hudges Jr. Back at the front, though, these two, Kevin Thompson and Jonathan Jennings, starting to pull away from the 13 of Christopher Leftwich, so. And Leftwich has a mirror full of Justin McMahon. See McMahon get the run up off the corner. Can Leftwich defend here on the inside? Great view from the back bumper of the 13 machine. Just how close these drivers are getting to each other here. Leftwich is able to stay out in front for now. Now he's going to get the crossover from Jonathan Jennings, and Jennings is going to look down to the inside now to try to take over the 3rd position. So move Leftwich back into the 4th position, but a lot of time left as we're not even halfway, as now Leftwich tries to cross McMahon over, gets back down to the bottom. And these guys are putting on a show here with stuff you can see on dirt track race and some slide jobs and some crossover moves. As Leftwich now back down to the bottom. And while these two are battling side by side, it's allowing Teddy Wisniewski to make his way back up to these two. See if he can move himself up into a podium position. Now Leftwich getting crossed over here by the 20 of McMahon, so neither one of these drivers wants to ride in line. They want to get around each other. And McMahon now back into that 3rd position. A little further back, we've got this battle still going on between Dustin Lee and Ricky Hudges. Hudges down on the bottom now. Dustin Lee up on that high side, and Lee looks like he's starting to make some moves up on that high side. He's been able to get the momentum off the corner, but just not able to quite clear that 55 machine. And up front, thought we had a battle going up out here, as these two have been running pretty close to each other the last couple laps. A little further back, Joshua Slade side by side with the 61 of Eric Peck. This is a battle for 7th. Slade's got the inside advantage as we're coming to 26 laps to go. And we see our first taker down on the pit road, and that is the 64 of Nick Reynolds. Dustin Lee also down on pit road. So I wonder when our leaders are going to start making their way towards pit road. Teddy Wisniewski, one of the first leaders down on the pit road. So that tells me that once these drivers behind, or that were in front of Teddy, see Teddy down on pit road, they're going to be coming pretty soon. So, you know, with him with fresh tires, he'll be much faster out on track, as these guys have already lost over 2 seconds a lap from their best laps to now. So those fresh tires are going to make a huge difference, and we'll see once Teddy gets back out on track. Now Justin McMahon and Christopher Leftwich both on pit road. You can see the pit. Who's on pit road on the bottom of the screen? The first 3 letters of the last name will be on the bottom there. When it's flashing pit like that, that means they're on their way to pit road. Once that goes solid, that means that they're in their pit stall. And once they drive away, you'll see that pit turn into a time, and that's the time that they sat stationary on pit road. As Kevin Thompson and Jonathan Jennings both make their way down onto pit road, that's going to give the lead to Jeff T. Martin. We see McMahon down and away, along with Christopher Leftwich. Now it looks like Jeff Martin slowing down, make his way down on the pit road. That's going to give the lead to the 79 of Joshua Slade. Jeffrey Wimmer, Bill Gentry, Ricky Hudges second, Steve Gerber, Christopher Simon, everybody coming down pit road this time. Drivers coming on pit road, drivers coming off of pit road. And Joshua Slade continues. Now Joshua Slade hitting pit road. That's going to give the lead to the 57 of David Hoosley, who's also coming down onto pit road. So as it cycles around, the leader will be Kevin Thompson. He's got almost a second lead over Jonathan Jennings. And then Justin McMahon back in third. So you can see just how much of a difference getting on and off of pit road can make, as Thompson with that second lead over Jennings. As we cross the line, we'll have just 20 laps to go. Teddy Wisniewski using those fresh tires now. We saw him on fresh tires, what he was able to do earlier, all over the back bumper of Justin McMahon. Just behind Teddy, you've got Christopher Leftwich and Nick Reynolds also trying to get back up into the mix here, as their drivers are making their way around the lap traffic. And Kevin Thompson's lead continues to grow. And the yellow flag is out. It looks like Michael Lester Sr. was sideways on the backstretch. Yeah, you see the damage to that truck. That's going to bring up our first Wreckage Rewind tonight. As we take a look to see what happened to Lester Sr. here. Now it looks like Fresh Tires just got loose all by himself. Right in front of Don Blazer and the, it looks like the 89 of Kurt Schwartzer. And, oh, Blazer gets hard up into the wall as well. So 2 trucks involved. I didn't see Blazer involved in that at all. And, man, a tough break as Blazer just had nowhere to go. Was just a product of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. We can ride along with Blazer here so we can see exactly what he saw. It says real time. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Lester. There we go. See the 6 just lose the back end all by himself and tries to get woed down, but just not able to, and hard impact with that outside wall. So gonna put us under yellow for the first time here tonight. While we're under yellow, I want to mention our web store, intensitybroadcasting.com, where you can find t-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, stickers, mouse pads from Intensity Broadcasting, our 80s throwback t-shirt as well as some of the leagues that we have here on Intensity Broadcasting: Original Rebels, SCSRA, Thunderstruck, Mayhem Modifieds, and Extreme Forces. I do know that we have some t-shirts coming out for those leagues, a couple more t-shirts coming out from those leagues, as well as every driver who wins a championship in our iRace or on any broadcast that Intensity does. The winner of the season will get a piece of swag as well from Intensity Broadcasting. Also, don't forget to join us after this one tonight at 9:30 Eastern as the SCSRA Truck Series will be taking on Watkins Glen. We'll have to watch the trucks turn left and right at one of my favorite road courses, my local road course, Watkins Glen, where I went to for the first time this year. And if you've never been to Watkins Glen, go. It is probably it's an incredible time. The joke is that it is Talladega Junior, and the parties around that place are just incredible. And it's huge. I mean, you don't realize how much campground there really is at Watkins Glen, especially down in the boot. Some wild parties down there. And yeah, if you like a good time, and you like to party, and you like to attend these NASCAR races, Watkins Glen is definitely a place I recommend checking out if you haven't before. That's what it's all about. I camped at the campground for the first time at Watkins Glen, and it was a good time. It was quiet at night, except for where it wasn't supposed to be quiet, and it was a good old time. So, of course, if you're ever there, don't forget to, or any of the races, check out with these guys on the league. See if anybody's attending a race, and it's always fun to meet up and get together with people that you only met online. And it's always a good time when you can get together and meet people that have common interests. And that's what iRacing's all about, is having people with common interests of racing, getting together, hanging out, and developing friendships that have lasted years. Well, it looks like the lights will be off on the pace car this time by. And Kevin Thompson will be the control truck. Thompson's going to choose the inside, putting Jonathan Jennings up to the high side. Justin McMahon and Teddy Wisniewski back in the second row. Then Christopher Leftwich down on the bottom, and Nick Reynolds back in sixth. So the lead that Kevin Thompson had after those pit stops has been erased. This is going to bring everybody back up into the mix on pretty much fresh tires. These guys only had about 2 or 3 laps on these tires, so expect some big moves and some wild moves to be made here in the closing laps. When they come across the line, we'll have just 15 laps to go. Pace car is going to be taking that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. We'll set ourselves up here for a 15-lap shootout to settle it here at Texas Motor Speedway. Kevin Thompson is approaching the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here at Texas Motor Speedway, and a big jump for the 21 machine. He's able to get way out in front of McMahon and Jennings. McMahon's moving himself up into that second position, and Jonathan Jennings not able to get going on the start. He's going to lose a ton of time, falling all the way back into the 5th position as Teddy Wisniewski is going to dive down to the inside. Justin McMahon not going to have it as McMahon threw a bit of a block. Here comes Christopher Lethwich back there as well. Teddy Wisniewski trying to run just a little bit higher, trying to get that momentum up off the corner as they make their way down to turn number 1. Field starting to spread out just a little bit here as we see the 95 continue to slide back. He's under pressure now from the 54 of Nick Reynolds. Reynolds able to stay right there as Justin McMahon now took a look up to the high side of Kevin Thompson, but wasn't able to do anything. But looking up on the high side now, Teddy Wisniewski trying to get around Jonathan McMahon. Here comes Griff Lethwich underneath Wisniewski as well. McMahon and Wisniewski side by side off of turn number 2. We see Christopher Lethwich just hanging back in case something happens. And McMahon, something just happened to McMahon. He's just dropped through the field. I think he just lost connection. So move Teddy Wisniewski up into the 2nd position, and that's as close to having a mechanical problem as you can on iRacing. Is McMahon just dropped out of the server. Now Teddy Wisniewski up on the high side, trying to take over the lead. He's got Christopher Lethwich right behind as well. Now Wisniewski trying to use that draft to get himself up into position, and Lethwich now looking down underneath Teddy here, trying to take that 2nd position away. Coming back on the charge now is Jonathan Jennings as well. He's looking down underneath Christopher Lethwich, trying to take that position away. Here comes Nick Reynolds in the 54 into the mix. Joshua Slade, Jeff T. Martin all back here as well. So you have 5 trucks behind the leaders under a blanket as we see Reynolds get really loose off the corner. Oh, almost some contact between Reynolds and Jeff Martin. Jeff Martin goes way up the track. That's going to allow Joshua Slade to sneak on by as well. And Kevin Thompson and Wisniewski continue to battle for the lead. When they come across the line this time, we'll have just 9 laps to go here at Texas. And we've got battles all over the track as Kevin Thompson doing everything he can to defend that bottom to try to keep Wisniewski behind him. See Adam Gardner leaving pit road, staying down out of the way of the leaders as they come by. And now Thompson starting to pull away from Wisniewski just a little bit. Jonathan Jennings back in that 3rd position. Trying to look for a way to get around the 26 of Wisniewski. We ride along with Jonathan Jennings, and you see the 13 of Chris Lethwich looking up to the high side, but just not able to make that move. That's a battle for the last podium spot. Teddy Wisniewski making his run back towards Kevin Thompson. Starting to cut down into that lead, running just a little bit quicker than Thompson that time. Now we have just 6 laps to go to settle it here. A little further back, we see Dustin Lee trying to get around Eric Peck. A little battle back here. This is a battle for the 10th position. So here comes the 61 of Eric Peck, who has to tuck in behind Dustin Lee. Up front, Christopher Leftwich now falling back into the 5th position, as Joshua Slade has now gotten around that 13 machine. And we have just 5 laps to go. Again, Kevin Thompson running that really defensive line, trying to keep that 26 machine behind him. I don't know how much that's hurting his tires, though, running that low line like that as that's going on. Jonathan Jennings now looking down to the inside of Wisniewski. That's exactly what Kevin Thompson wants to see, is those two side by side behind him. That's going to allow Thompson a little bit of breathing room. But Jennings able to get right on by Wisniewski. Here comes Joshua Slade to try and take over the 3rd position. He's going to get the position here on Teddy Wisniewski as they make their way down into turn number 1. Wisniewski, though, fighting back hard on the high side. Jonathan Jennings starting to pull away from those two as they're now side by side behind him. Now does Jennings have anything for Kevin Thompson? As they come to the line, we'll have just 3 laps to go. Christopher Leftwich now trying to make a move on Teddy Wisniewski. Not able to get down underneath them. Thompson still running that really defensive line down into turn 1. It looks like it's hurting him getting into the corner, but he gets through turns 3 and 4 a little bit better than Jennings. So that entry into 1 isn't hurting his time too much. As you can see, still running a little bit of a defensive line through turns 3 and 4, but able to pull on Jennings just a little bit coming off the corner. As I say that, Jonathan Jennings gets a great launch off of turn number 4. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. Can Kevin Thompson hold on for 2 more laps, or does Jonathan Jennings have anything for this 21 machine? They make their way off of turn number 2, and Jennings right there in the tire tracks trying to get on by Kevin Thompson. It's one thing to get to the back bumper. It's another thing to get around as they come off of turn number 4. White flag is in the air. Yellow flag is in the air as Nick Reynolds has crashed on the backstretch along with the 73 of Jeffrey Wimmer. This changes everything. What was about to be the white flag is now going to turn into a green-white checker as these two drivers, I don't think they're very happy with each other right now. That's going to bring up our Wreckage Rewind as we take a look and see what happened here. It looks like the 73 caught the apron, and that made him slide up the track into the 54. And then the two of them make hard contact with the outside wall. Doesn't look intentional. It's just one of those things where when you get down on that apron like that, it's really easy to get your truck loose, and you can see it just catches that apron, and it shoots the truck back up across the track and right into the side of the 54, and at that point, you're just a passenger at that point. Well, we're going to re-rack them, restack them, and get ready for the most exciting words in racing, green, white, checker. Kevin Thompson just saw that white flag in front of him is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Then they threw the yellow for the incident, and Kevin Thompson, that's the last thing he wanted to see. See a couple people cheering on Kevin in the chat. Both Sean Thompson and, sorry if I've been saying this wrong the whole time, but Andrew St. Sour. Also, Spooky G says, yeah, he realized that he got hit 3 times and turned on the straightaway. Talking about Adam Gardner. Yeah, tough luck for that 56 machine of Adam Gardner as they were all spreading out in front of him. We'll go one more lap, and then the lights on the pace car will turn off, and we'll go back to green flag racing here at Texas. Again, don't forget to join us in about an hour's time from now. Actually, it'll be a little more like 45 minutes as the SCSRA Truck Series is going to be taking on Watkins Glen International. Trucks turning left and right. Really looking forward to it. Of course, next week, tune in here for the truck doubleheader as well. As next week, the Shoney's Truck Series will be taking on Darlington Raceway. Darlington, the track Too Tough to Tame, the Lady in Black. That'll be a great one. That's one of my favorite tracks to watch a race at. I'm sure it's going to be just as wild here with these boys. Darlington, egg-shaped track, 2 different corners, 2 different radiuses, 2 different bankings. Got to run up high next to the wall. We'll be seeing these drivers up into the wall most of the night next week. And it's going to make for some great, exciting racing. Who's able to slide that truck around and hold on to it to get the win at Darlington next week. But tonight, we got to settle it here at Texas. Kevin Thompson looks like he's going to take the low side again here when Jonathan Jennings up on the high side. And we saw that low side get a good jump last time. We saw Justin McMahon down on the low side, able to get around Jonathan Jennings on the start. Jonathan Jennings did not get a very good restart last time. So watch for Teddy Wizadowski and Joshua Slade to take advantage of Jennings here on this restart. The trucks make their way down the backstretch. We get ready to refire them. We're re-racked and restacked and getting ready to refire here at Texas. Field making their way through turns 3 and 4. Getting ready for that pace car to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. And Kevin Thompson's going to lead them back down to the restart zone. Jonathan Jennings on the outside, then Joshua Slade, Teddy Wizanowski, Chris Leftwich, and Jeff T. Martin, your top 6. Pace car is off. Green flag is in the air. Another great jump for Kevin Thompson. Another poor start for the 95 of Jonathan Jennings as they make their way down to turn number 1. We're going to be 3 wide for second place. Wizanowski up on the high side. Josh Slade slides into second place. Oh, Jennings gets turned up hard into the outside wall. Oh, collecting. I see SEMA involved in that. They're still wrecking on the backstretch, flipping. Oh, my goodness. Caution is back out. That's going to, they only get 1 attempt at a green-white checker. We are on the final lap. And Kevin Thompson is going to win here at Texas. As these guys come through the debris field, and Christopher Leftwich loses it, trying to check up for the slowed cars there. Great piece of driving, not getting into anybody there, and man, what a wild finish here at Texas. How about that? Joshua Slade being in the right place at the right time and move himself into the runner-up position. And Teddy Wisniewski continues his top 3 streak back in the 3rd position as Kevin Thompson will cross the line here and officially be your winner. Let's take a look at what happened to bring out this yellow here. As we see Jennings here. Oh, that's not the right yellow flag. Oh, here we go. So we see Jennings. Man, what a wild ride. Stuck in the middle here. Makes a little contact with Joshua Slade. Then Christopher Leftwich comes through. Gets him a little... He was already out of shape and catches the 13. Overcorrects, goes straight up into the outside wall. Comes back across the track. And at this point, just nowhere to go. We see the 93 of Kevin Powell get involved. The 1 of SEMA. You see Daniel Wilkinson involved. EJ Luna caught up in this as well. They're still piling in. Drivers just trying to get through here in a wild ride for that 95. Gets hit up in the air again. See Justin McMahon coming through, and he's going to catch him again and up into the fence. We see that 95 get, and what a wild ride. But your winner tonight, Kevin Thompson, making his way around the track doing a Polish victory lap. Let's take a look at your results. Again, Kevin Thompson is your winner. I'm just waiting for the results to pop up here on my screen. As he burns it down here on the front stretch. Great burnout there from Kevin Thompson. As try to get the results up on the screen, but they just don't want to pop up. So your winner tonight, the 21 Kevin Thompson, with Joshua Slade coming in second. Teddy Wisniewski, Jeff Martin, and Ricky Hudgens the second coming home your top 5. Christopher Leftwich falls back to 6 with Eric Peck, Dustin Lee, Bill Gentry, and Christopher Simon rounding out your top 10. Steve Gerber comes home 11th with David Husley back in 12th. Daniel Wilkinson, Eddie Rivers, and Mike Leftwich your top 15. 16th, Wesley Whitfield. 17th, Randall Barnett. 18th, Jeffrey Wimmer. 19th will be Kurt Switzer, and EJ Luna rounds out your top 20. Then Kevin Powell in 21st, Michael Bowen in 22nd, Jonathan Jennings 23rd, Michael Sema back in 24th, and Leander Johnson in 25th position. Nick Reynolds comes home 26th, Justin McMahon in 27th, Don Blazer, Michael Lester Sr., Adam Gardner, and Chuck Cobb round out the rest of the field here at Texas as we get ready to talk to our top 3. We're going to start with third place driver tonight, Teddy Wisniewski. Teddy, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, how are you?
Man, great job tonight. That was a wild finish there at the end with the 3-wide racing that brought out that yellow there at the end. But all in all, a great race for you. You continue your top 3 streak. And just didn't have enough time for those guys there at the end, did you?
No, I never really had anything with those guys. I just wasn't doing it right. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but it definitely was something wrong. But, good race to Kevin and good race to, the other people around me. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, you look like you're having a pretty good time out there, especially working that high side. Was the high side the place to get the momentum tonight, or was that just where your truck felt the most comfortable?
I mean, apparently not, but that's where I felt my comfort. For me, I like to get out of the dirty air as much as possible, and a lot of people are on the bottom. So that's where I tried to race my race, but, just didn't have enough.
Well, still, again, keeping that top 3 streak going on here in the Doghouse Racing League. And before we let you go, anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Thanks to the Southeast Motorsports guys. Congratulations, Kevin, and thanks to everyone who puts this league on, and to you guys for the broadcast.
Thank you, Teddy. And again, of course, congrats again. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again next week.
Yeah, thank you.
So as your third place finisher, Teddy Wisniewski. I don't see Joshua Slade up in the room here. So let's talk to your winner tonight, Kevin Thompson. Kevin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, 10-4, I got you.
Man, great run here tonight, getting the win, showing speed all race long. And when that caution came out, the first caution came out at the end when you were looking at the white flag, that must have got you a little shook up there seeing that yellow come out.
Yeah, I seen it pop up on my screen. I was like, oh, here we go again. Last season in the next gens in Doghouse, same situation happened. I was leading with caution come out, green white checker, and same thing happened. I won. It was a good race. Had a fast truck. If you keep the bottom and stay out front, it's hard to pass. So
I was going to mention that. You seemed like you were running a real defensive line there at the end, trying to keep whoever was behind you at the time from getting a good run down on the bottom. Was that kind of the idea? Just keep that truck down there, try to make sure no one can pass you on the inside?
yeah, I knew it was going to be hard to pass on the outside in 1 and 2, and I knew they could probably pass me in 3 and 4 to get a run to the start finish line. But I just try to keep my truck on the white line and keep it to the bottom and not spin out. So make it hard for the other people to pass me.
That's kind of the goal. And again, congratulations here at Texas. How do you like your chances next week at Darlington?
Darlington's hard. I'm going to shoot for a top 5.
It's you know what, a top 5 at Darlington's almost like a win. And before we let you go, anybody you want to thank? Any shots you got to give?
Yeah, shout out to my father that watches every race, my teammates, and shout out the great work you do up top calling the race, and Daniel putting on Doghouse every week.
Awesome, man. I do appreciate the kind words, and I like your little profile picture here, and go Avalanche.
Yeah, let's go.
Sure, we'll be talking to you again soon.
Thank you.
So there you have it, your winner tonight, Kevin Thompson, getting the win, showing how to get around Texas and use that low side to keep the drivers behind them. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight here on the Doghouse on Intensity Broadcasting as we bring you the Shoney's Tuesday Night Truck Series brought to you by Doghouse Racing League. Again, don't forget to check us out 7 nights a week here on Intensity Broadcasting. Right after this, at about 9:30 Eastern, we'll be running the SCSRA Truck Series from Watkins Glen. Tomorrow night, we have the SCSRA Xfinity Series. Thursday nights, it's the Thunderstruck Super Series. Friday night, Xfinity Series with the original Rebels. Saturday night, Rebels Cup Series. And Sunday night is the Rebels Doubleheader Truck Series. So 7 nights a week of racing here on iRacing. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. And as always, as our boy Atlee @ManWees would say, over and out.